Hello everyone. In this video, I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Shahbaz Gill to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. So, let's go through the key developments and insights in Shahbaz Gill's words. First, an update from Islamabad on the murder of Sana Yusuf. As you know, Sana Yusuf, a 17-year-old girl who used to make TikTok videos, was murdered just yesterday. She was killed after the assailant entered her home. Following a police investigation, the suspect Umar Hayat has been arrested from Faisalabad. According to the police, he had repeatedly tried to contact Sana Yusuf after watching her TikTok videos. Sana Yusuf consistently refused him. But as you know, in our subcontinent, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, there's little concept of no means no. There are many dimensions to this issue that we'll discuss some other time. In this particular case, Umar Hayat did not accept Sana's refusal. He kept trying to force a meeting and make contact. When that failed, he came to her house. Even then, when she refused to meet, he forcibly entered the home, shot her twice, took her mobile phone, and fled. The police, using cellular technology, CCTV footage and social media analysis, tracked and arrested the suspect in Faisalabad. There are many angles to this murder. One aspect is for all of us as parents. Another is for law enforcement. As a society, we must accept that technology and social media are now everywhere, accessible to all, especially children. Sana Yusuf wasn't at fault. She was making ordinary videos like many others do. She had no idea a predator like Umar Hayat would fixate on her. She didn't know, nor did her parents, that if she continued to say no, he would murder her. That's how extreme things have become. Everyone seems to be trying to impose their will by force. That's what Umar Hayat did. Therefore, as parents or guardians, whether of teenagers or even young adults up to the age of 22 to 25, we must make them aware of the dangers of public life, including life on social media. They must stay cautious. It's still unclear how the suspect got her home address. The police haven't revealed that yet. This mystery will be solved in time, and we'll learn from it how to better control such situations in the future. What happened to innocent Sana Yusuf was a great injustice. But another dimension of this incident surfaced today. Since all our institutions are unfortunately being used for political purposes, just like how Islamabad police have been used against PTI protesters, there's immense pressure on current officers. The current IGP, Inspector General of Police of Islamabad, who was also appointed in Lahore during the events of May 9, has been associated with brutal actions there. Their conscience is evidently disturbed. So, when a positive opportunity arises, like in this murder case, they try to exploit it to improve their image. Catching the murderer is undeniably a significant achievement for the Islamabad police. But the way the IGP held a press conference turned this opportunity into a liability. As the saying goes, silence is better than crying loudly. Had someone from Islamabad police handled the press conference in a professional manner, the impact would have been much better. Just listen to a clip from the press conference. Notice the desperation in his voice, his inner guilt, a guilt likely linked to past actions, and his attempt to extract maximum mileage from this moment. He repeatedly made some statements that I will analyze later. You'll be shocked by the parallels. Listen to what he said. Repeated rejection. The boy kept trying to contact social media influencer Sana Yusuf. She repeatedly rejected his proposals and contact attempts. He wanted friendship. She kept refusing. That's why we've named this case the case of repeated rejection. He said that on May 29, Sana's birthday, the suspect made every effort to contact her through social media. Eventually, he reached her house and spent 7 to 8 hours trying to meet her, but failed. So first, he was rejected through digital means, and then physically. You heard it. He gave this murder a title, like operations are named these days. Just observe how quickly such trends trickle down in institutions when someone powerful sits at the top. They influence the culture below. A murder should be called just that. Sana Yusuf's murder. But now everything needs a title, so the IGP named it Rejection. He failed to recognize that this was a murder of an innocent girl, not a mere case of rejection. Rejection was the motive, not the crime. But it seems he was more focused on branding the case. And if you listen to how emotionally he described the suspect's hours outside the girl's home, it almost sounded as if he felt the suspect was the victim, like it was his right to be responded to, as if, after being ignored for so many hours, he had the right to commit murder. I understand this gentleman, the IGP, is under tremendous pressure, politically as well. That's why he's putting in maximum effort to earn credit and wipe his slate clean. Let's move on to the next piece of news. Today, Umar Ayub made a statement, and I'll read it to you before analysing it. He said, "Waiting until the 10th to attack India was Shahbaz Sharif's failure. He is a coward. If Imran Khan were in power, the attack would have happened by the 7th or 8th. Because of the delay, an airbase in Sindh was attacked and lives were lost." Now, I think Umar Ayub was in a bit of a mocking mood. While his point, that the attack should have happened earlier, might not be entirely wrong, what does poor Shahbaz Sharif have to do with military strikes? He can't even transfer a district police officer without approval. Umar Ayub is clearly mocking Shahbaz Sharif, and rightly so considering his actions. But seriously, Shahbaz isn't the one to order an attack. These days, even a police raid won't happen without clearance from the sector commander. Next story, this will make your jaw drop. A federal minister openly admitted to being under the influence, not my words, but his. I'm referring to the Federal Minister for Defence Production, a department related to the military. Raza Hayat Haraj, a seasoned parliamentarian, went so far in his praise of the establishment that it was almost laughable. He completely bowed down, figuratively and literally, in praise. Let me share his statements. He said, "Our air chief personally flew the aircraft into Indian airspace. For 18 minutes, the plane remained in Indian territory. Their radars must have locked onto it. I can't believe they didn't." Now, mind you, this is a federal minister, not some random person in a village. He claims our air chief flew into Indian territory for 18 minutes, bombed targets and returned. Despite all international agencies, including DGISPR, saying no such thing happened and satellite data proving that no aircraft crossed the border, he still made these false claims. You might think he's ignorant, watching social media clips and repeating them. But no, Raza Hayat Haraj is a pro-establishment politician. He knows the truth very well, but he also knows the current reality. Today's politics require boot polishing and flattery. He finally got a moment on TV after a long time, and he went all in, like gambling everything on the first hand. If Field Marshal Sahib knew how to fly, Raza Hayat would have said he flew the jet himself, prayed in Delhi, had tea there, and returned miraculously without being detected. That's the level of absurdity we're dealing with. This is the reality of Pakistan's electoral politics. Politicians have to go to ridiculous lengths due to their political compulsions. People often think they're foolish. They're not. Raza Hayat knows very well what he's doing, but in today's system, to remain relevant, they'll do anything. Okay, the next story we want to bring to your attention is the Salman Farooqi case from Karachi. You already know about Diraj and his sister Kalpana. Diraj was the brother and Kalpana was his sister. They were on a motorcycle and apparently there was some collision with a car. That car belonged to someone named Salman Farooqi, or perhaps another self-styled field marshal from Karachi, because nowadays everyone who holds some power acts like a field marshal. Mr. Farooqi considered himself a civilian field marshal and ended up assaulting them. His guards beat them up, while the sister, Kalpana, kept pleading, touching his feet, begging him to stop. Part of this was because anyone, especially a sister, would act this way in such a situation, and also because they were poor and frightened. But especially, and I've told you before, even though you don't like hearing it, because they belonged to a minority. Yes, it's true. Inside each one of us in this region, there's a monster, a jinn, that somehow always feels justified in mistreating minorities in one way or another. Pakistan was created for minorities. Muslims were a minority in the larger Indian subcontinent, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. I know you've heard this before and might be tired of me repeating it, but it needs to be repeated. Pakistan was supposed to be a safe haven for a minority, Muslims. Yet once that minority became the majority here, we started treating our minorities exactly as we feared we'd be treated in a Hindu-majority India. We made sure of it. So Kalpana was begging, falling at their feet, apologizing. Her brother was being beaten, and there was a clear class divide, rich versus poor. She feared both the injustice of her brother's treatment and the fact that, as a minority, no one would give her justice. But as our Prophet is a mercy to all the worlds, so is our God, the God of all creation. God made the entire universe. Whether someone believes in him or not, he is still their creator. So he listens to the cries of all people. Now Salman Farooqi is in trouble. Today he was presented in court. A lawyer slapped him across the face. There were visible marks on his face. Initially, the police tried to cover up the whole affair, dressed him in a crisp shirt, brought him into a holding area without locking the cell, took photos standing inside casually to make it seem like the issue was dealt with. But public pressure grew. So then they untucked his shirt, roughed up his look a little, locked the cell, put handcuffs on him, and then released the photos. Anyway, today in court, a lawyer slapped him. He was being presented as if he were some big shot, but he was trying to run. Today, he felt fear from the public. Look, I'm always clear. No one should take the law into their own hands, but there should absolutely be strong protest. Public shaming is important for people like this, considering the actions they've taken. And my advice is this: let the court punish him as it sees fit, but also impose such a financial fine that the vehicle he was driving be handed over to Diraj and Kalpana. I don't know if the law allows it, but at least they should face financial consequences. The difference in privilege and class must be made clear to them, that such actions toward the poor will no longer be tolerated. Now, the next story, we already have our own field marshal here in Pakistan, but there's one on the other side as well, Narendra Modi of India. Before getting into Modi, a quick update. Today, Gohar Khan made an announcement. He said that from now on, Imran Khan will be referred to as the patron-in-chief of PTI. That will be his official designation within the party. Due to the Election Commission of Pakistan's requirements, Gohar Khan is currently the official chairman of PTI. Because Imran Khan is in jail and cannot sign party tickets or other legal documents. People didn't quite understand when he was called founding chairman, so now he'll be called patron-in-chief. And from jail, he will lead all protests. This decision has been made. Saman Akram Raja and others like Umar will handle the legal matters. Let's see where all of this goes. We'll discuss more tomorrow, including some related meetings involving Imran Khan. Now to India. There too, a massive PR stunt is underway. The name of the operation was Sindoor Vermilion. Modi has announced that he will now send Sindoor to every home. Yes, you heard right. Since the name of the operation was Sindoor, Modi said, "Now I will send Sindoor to every married woman's forehead." This is because he's portraying his victory as so grand and personal, similar to how our own DGISPR acts here in Pakistan, visiting colleges, universities, trying to revive the spirit of 1971 and avenge past defeats, just like how Raza Hayat Haraj exaggerated things here. So Modi is doing the same, sending his Sindoor to every home. In the religious and cultural context of Hindus, this gesture has a very specific meaning. If you send someone Sindoor in your name, it implies you want to marry them. If a woman accepts Sindoor in your name, she accepts you as her husband. So this is not just symbolic, it has serious cultural connotations. But who can explain this to Modi? Just like we can't explain things to our own Chaudhry Sahib, Modi too doesn't get it. Power makes people tone deaf. They don't understand what's inappropriate or absurd. They only chase impact and optics. In Indian Punjab, Bhagwant Mann, a popular figure and chief minister from the Aam Aadmi Party, commented sarcastically on this situation. He joked, "What now? One nation, one husband? Will the entire country now wear Sindoor in Modi's name? Is Modi everyone's husband now?" The whole thing was absurd and Bhagwant Mann rightly mocked it. But from this, you can understand the mindset of dictators, whether military or civilian. They lose touch with what's acceptable and go to great lengths to craft their image. Before ending, a reminder. The struggle of women in Pakistan, from Fatima Jinnah to Yasmin Rashid, from Benazir Bhutto to Bushra Bibi, has always faced repression. Every dictator, whether military or otherwise, has tried to suppress women first, but the most extreme version of this repression has been under the current field marshal. We've created an English documentary vlog about this issue, the story of Pakistani women, their resistance, and the current era. We're sharing the link with you. Please watch it and share it in your WhatsApp groups, so the narrative of the people of Pakistan reaches the world. That wraps up our translation of Shahbaz Gill's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.